as I was looking up, what you're doing with SkillBank and this whole mission, I was quite fascinated. I've never seen a company that's designed this way. And I want to start there. Like, would you mind just sharing a little bit more about what SkillBank does and how it serves in terms of helping people find their dream job in marketing?
Yeah, for sure. So SkillBank is a career accelerator, and we lay as that educational piece between college and landing your dream job. So we like to call ourselves the last mile of education. And basically what that means is in college, that's a great time to explore, a great time to meet new people, get up internships. But we're seeing a really clear gap between what is being taught in college these days and what marketing agencies want to see and what startups want to see whenever they're hiring for that first entry level hire. Um, we were looking at what was needed within the space. So like there's college degrees that you can go and get in marketing. There's other boot camps that'll teach marketing, but the issue was they were all taking a very generalized approach to learning it. So it's like, hey, in 3 months, we're going to teach you everything about digital marketing, which is great. It's great to get that generalized idea, but that's not what agencies are looking for. They're not going to hire for a jack of all trades. They're looking for someone that can really master something in a small period of time and can actually like take it on and provide value to their company.
Mhm.
So that's when we decided that we're going to actually move into more specified marketing classes and teach that over 15 weeks instead. And that's where we launched our paid media course. So we teach Facebook ads and Google ads in 15 weeks, and we'll help you land a paid media job at a startup or a marketing agency. And the thing that sets our model apart also from a lot of the other boot camps out there is we're completely free up front.
Mm.
So if you don't make over $40,000 a year after graduating from our program, you owe us nothing because we failed as an institution to actually like help you land that full-time job and to help you actually make money. But if you succeed, we succeed. And in that case, you would pay us back 10% of your salary over 2 years. And that's only as long as you're making over $40,000 per year.
Mm. And that can be extremely attractive for somebody who is getting into like trying to find their path for their career. Because, and I want to ask you about this as far as college goes. Do you feel as if SkillBank is a replacement for college, or do you think it's something that is a supplement to college? Because I know a lot of people, I mean, when I graduated college in 2006, and it was, I don't know, I think it was like $8,000 a year for tuition. And at that
Mhm.
time, and this is, bear in mind, this is really before like Facebook was even around. I mean, I think I remember it was like my junior year in college. So I remember my roommate was like, dude, you got to check out Facebook. I'm like, what's Facebook? And then all of a sudden social media thing. So I was kind of like in college when the whole transition of the world that we see today was really happening, but it was also a lot more, I feel like, reasonable in terms of investment, in terms of like return on investment too. But today, college is just outrageous. I mean, I'm looking at
Yeah.
the cost to go to college, and for somebody who's getting out of high school and they're thinking about where do I take my career, I don't know if I can stomach going $80,000 into debt to come out of college making 40 or 50 grand a year. Like when I looked at this, I'm like, wow, this is a new opportunity for somebody who wants to go into marketing, and that's something that they desire. This is it's risk free. It's not practically risk free. It is risk free because there's no upfront cost, and you're sharing that risk. You're taking on a lot of risk, for that person, because you're saying,
Yep.
listen, unless you get placed and you get a job, and not just a job, but a job that can hit this income level, we don't get paid. So to me, that seems like such an interesting option for people to be considering as they're coming out of high school, because it's like, hey, listen, I can be successful. It doesn't have to go this path. I don't have to go in all of that. But would you think that that is an accurate assessment? Is this something that could be like, if somebody wants to go into marketing, could this be the replacement for the college education?
For sure. And here's what we say is college, we're not a replacement for college, but college isn't necessary. So what that basically means is if you want to go to college and you want to explore, you want to try to different things, College is by far the best place to do that. And I think you don't even have to go to a state school. Like I went to Purdue and I was only there for 2 years. And I remember for me, because it was out of state for their CS department, I think I was spending like 45K a year. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And after my second year, I was just like, why am I spending this much money to go to this school when I already know how to code? I'm going to these conferences for like student programmers, and I'm like talking to recruiters at Google and Facebook, and it was just so clear to me that I could land a job without college, and that's why I dropped out and decided to do things on my own. But yeah, I mean, I think if you want to go to college, you should do it. I think that there's a lot of great things about college that I think we wouldn't be able to replicate, whether it's the community, in terms of just like living on campus with people, the partying, the exploring. SkillBank, what we are is we're a place that you come to when you're ready to work. So that's why I mean that we're not a college replacement, but college isn't necessary. If you just want to work, you want to get into the work field, you want to start doing marketing, come to us. We're ready to take you. Our youngest student is 18. Our oldest student is 60. So we have people across the board that are looking to get their feet wet, looking to get into marketing, and just need that boost up and that next step.
Is there an age limitation? I mean, could you be in high school and say, because I know in high school there's like trade schools that kids can get started in, and whether it's like I want to learn welding or construction or whatever, some kind of carpentry. In my area it was Arnold R. Burton, and like halfway through the school the kids would go to that. But I know like when I turned 16, I was like, hey, I'm ready to work. I can start working. Could that 16-year-old, instead of going and getting some evening job flipping burgers at McDonald's or where have you, maybe I know that marketing is something of interest to me. Is SkillBank an option for them at that age?
Yeah, so we can't accept people under the age of 18 just because of the income share agreement and the way that that's structured. But yeah, as long as you're over the age of 18, you can go through our program. Yeah, so we've taken people as old as 60. We're open to taking people older if they want to get into the space. But yeah, the earliest we can take someone is at 18.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And I think, as people that are students in high school and they're kind of getting to that age where they're having to start thinking about, what's the next step for me after graduation, they'll know that this is another avenue to take. And I do believe that specialized, this is my whole speculation, because I think when I've got little kids, they're like 4 and 7 years old, I'm thinking about them when they hit 18. I believe that the whole landscape of how people invest into their careers and how they kind of get to that, whatever that place is, whether it's being an entrepreneur or being placed in a job, I think it's going to be very different than what we see today. And what I mean by that is I believe that the difference is there's going to be more opportunity for things like you're offering in terms of specialized education. It's like, listen, I don't need to go, I don't college, whatever, that's fine. That's great. I don't have any intention of being a doctor or a lawyer, but like, I know that I want to be a marketer and this is what I want to get into. So I'm just going to fast track this and go to SkillBank and get that education and get that placement into the job I want to go, and kind of sidestep all the other stuff that, could potentially slow me down. Like, let's be real, the first 2 years of college, I went through it. I was like, I feel like I'm retaking the same stuff I took in high school.
Yep, exactly.
So
and
why
that's exactly the experience that I had too. Where I was just like, I probably would have learned a lot more my junior and senior year, but it was just like, it just didn't make sense. And the thing is especially for, like you said, with degrees that don't need higher education, like if you're looking to become a doctor or a lawyer or like surgeon, go to college. Like you can't do that without that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to become a marketer or a programmer, salesperson, you don't need a 4-year degree to learn how to do that. And honestly, a lot of these companies want to hire younger because you're more moldable, like you can fit what they're looking for a lot more. You're more willing to work hard. So a lot of these companies are like, they just want to see that you've gotten some experience under your belt, so that way you can enter their workforce a lot easier. And that's what we're thinking about at SkillBank. And that's why we're teaching very specialized classes, because it's not just about, hey, I know what marketing is, but it's about, hey, I can be the best entry level marketer that's on your team,
Mm.
because I know the skill and I know it really, really well. And it helps you get that foot in the door, and stand out from a lot of the other entry level applicants. And we're seeing our students are actually even getting preferred over people that do have a bachelor's degree in marketing because they're showing results while they're going through our program. So if like an employer could say, hey, I'm going to hire someone with a 4-year degree who hasn't really experienced marketing before, but probably knows how to follow orders because they've been in the school system for an extra 4 years, or someone that has gone through a boot camp, has shown results, has actually gotten hands-on experience working at companies, and they're the same price point as that person, like, hell yeah, they're going to go with that boot camp person because they're going to be able to provide results so much quicker.
Well, and the boot camp person doesn't have the financial baggage carrying around with them either.
Yep.
As after college, they've got the student loans that are kicking in and they got to deal with that. And where you don't have that, taking the route that you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, and I wanted to start off with that because it is an opportunity that, I hope to see more people create companies like you're creating to give that option. I say that selfishly because I've got kids that I'm thinking about as they grow older. It's like, what are the opportunities that will be available for them to pursue? And I love the innovation that you're taking on with SkillBank and giving that option out to the world because it's needed. People are looking for ways to develop, that dream job and having that career that really aligns with them. So you talk about paid acquisition. Is that the primary skill set that people are developing through SkillBank, or are there other forms of marketing skills that they develop outside of that?
Yeah, so our main course right now is paid media. And within those 15 weeks, you're going to learn Facebook ads, games, website funnels, that whole process of having someone discover your product on a social site and then moving them over into being a paying customer.
Mhm.
Um, in the next 6 to 12 months, we're planning on launching more fields within the marketing space. So we're launching a life cycle marketing class, where you'll actually get to see that whole customer journey and learn about marketing to people that are discovering your product all the way to maybe making that sale. And then we're also launching an organic and SEO class. So how do you create content and blogging and push out this organic content that can actually drive traffic to your site?
Right.
Those are all fields that companies are hiring for right now. And our vision for this over the span of the next 5 years is we just want to completely own the non-technical space. So if whether it's sales or operations, we want to offer classes around that. So that way you can come to us. We're a one-stop shop. And if you want to take multiple classes together, our goal is eventually you can do that too. And that's why we're calling ourselves a skill bank. And then we have our skill vault, which has all of the different classes that we're going to be offering. So ideally within the next year, if you wanted to take a 45-week marketing program, you could take paid media, lifecycle, SEO all together and graduate from the program.